Hello, Education 2301. Here is your week 6 explanation. We're moving on to the next special population, race. And so it's a conversation that we need to have. I think in our current cultural setting that it's the right time to have the conversations. When I teach this class face to face, I don't have a lot of discussion because I think a lot of people think that they may be misunderstood or they may not fully understand it, and so they don't want to hurt or offend somebody. However, we never have conversations about it, and so the things that need to change can't because we don't have those conversations. And so we are going to have this in regards to education. And so this is going to be due on November 29th, which will be Sunday. Week 6 and 7 will overlap by 2 days. Next week is Thanksgiving. So if you're choosing to celebrate, I'd like for you to spend that time celebrating the way you choose or not choose. And so I put this to the 29th. So there's a race article to read, there's a movie to watch, and then there's a discussion in your journal time log. So when we come to the race material, this is the race article that I would like for you to read. It's several years old. However, the concepts that are in it, like the Matthew effect, the ideas of summer fallback, neighborhoods, those things are still absolutely in effect. And so this gives you a good explanation of some of those critical concepts. So that's the race article. And then I'll show you the video. These are some other videos that I want you to watch. And I will show you the video in just a second I want you to watch. These are some other articles. This is the NEA report card. And so this has to do with, and if you go up here, their national test scores. And so I've clicked on states, student groups, and scores in the gaps. So this is 4th grade and 8th grade. I've already put in Texas. So you can see when we come down to race, when we look at white children, their scores are 231. When we look at black children, 210, Hispanic, 206, Asian and Pacific Islanders, 238, and Asian. So you can see two races tend to score lower. Why is that? What is it systemically that creates this situation? And so we're going to be diving into that. And that's what the article is. And then the video, A Class Divided. Hold on. Here it is, Frontline. It's a PBS special. It was a 2020 special back in the day, I believe. And so what it is this was a teaching opportunity that a lady in a Midwestern state did right after, I believe Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And so she wanted to get the kids thinking about why do we treat people differently based off of something that they don't even control. And so she chooses eye color, and it's really interesting. And so the first part where you see the experiment or the social activity here is really what I want you to watch. Later on, in the 80s, she does this with prison guards and in the prison system. You don't necessarily have to watch that. If you want to, you can. I really want you to see what it looks like in the classroom. And so I'll make that available. Here's some other videos. And it's more than just having diversity in there. She does a really great job of explaining it. She is a sociologist. This is a doll study that was done in the 2010s. And so the whole idea of, we had Plessy versus Ferguson, which made separate but equal. And then we had Brown versus the Board of Education, which said separate was not equal. And so they used the Clark study to explain the psychological impact that separate but equal was having on children. And so this is something that was done in 2010. And so you can see the effects of it, even though Brown versus the Board of Education happened in the 1950s. When we talk about books and diversity in books, and when we talk about books that have main characters in them, main characters And so this is in 2015. I can give you the link to the most recent, but these numbers haven't moved a whole lot. And so when we talk about how do children feel appreciated in your classroom, do we have books that represent the kids who are there? And so we'll move on to the discussion. So after you read all of this, the videos, the race article, what are your thoughts about it and its impact in the classroom? How do we start offering a level playing field? What are teaching strategies to create inclusion and belonging? And this is the link to that race material right there. And you're going to have to post your before you see other people's. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and the idea was, and I think I already said that about the Ecuadorian thing. So I'll move on to the race, time, log, and journal. So here it is as it loads. So here's a class divided link right here. And so it's a little bit over an hour. And so there's the video, and then there's the other three, putting it all together. And so we're going to be doing at least one paragraph. And so you may want to do this first before you actually do the discussion. And so please know that I want us to have a great conversation. The idea is not to offend or hurt somebody's feelings. So if something is said, please reach out to me. The intention is not to hurt or offend, but to get a serious conversation going in a way that gets us productively moving forward and making sure that all kids have a level playing field to reach the maximum success that they possibly can. So that is your week 6 explanation. And so I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say on the discussion board.